Welcome back to the Panic Room, everyone, and to the next video that I'm doing for week 1 of Garb August. So guys, I feel like I need to put some kind of like X-rated warning here. And if you guys haven't checked it out, I will put the link down below to my very first video for this week. Just don't be eating if you watch it. And guys, I didn't put the little warning at the beginning of this video simply because it's ridiculous, but we're going to be talking about a lot of sex in this video, okay? Lots of sex. Lots of words associated with sex. Yeah, just hang on to your hats. If you're under the age of 18, click away. Click away now. So when I was thinking about books that would fit into this, something jumped in my head, and it was these like crazy, just like nothing to them little, I don't even know if you call them novellas because they're so small, about like sex with different animals, specifically dinosaurs. That's the one that popped into my head because I know I'm talking to a bunch of book lovers. If you've been on Amazon, I'm sure you've run across this, especially if you like weird books, because you tend to get that recommended because those books are weird as hell. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to spend money on this. Let me go and see if there's anything there for free. And there was. And I'm about to ruin all of your 90s kids' Lisa Frank unicorn fantasies, okay? Because the one that I found is called Betting the Unicorn. Oh, but wait, that's not what really got me. What got me was the author's name. Styx Hiscock. Yeah, I'll give you a minute. Betting the Unicorn by Styx Hiscock. Told you we're gonna have some sexy words in this video. Didn't think it would be in the author's name though, did you? So guys, a little bit of backstory here. Some of you may know that I have a really nice friend over on Romance Booktube by the name of Brandy, who I will link down below. And Brandy loves like romance novels. She is kind of like, I guess you could say, the Ollie of Romance Booktube, because, you know, she has an appreciation for like the classic romance novels, the step back covers. She's pretty knowledgeable about those things, whereas your girl knows jack shit about any of that because I've never read romance. So anytime something like this comes up that's even in the realm of romance, I'm usually like, hey Brandy, what do you think? What do you think I should do, Brandy? So I got curious. I was like, how do fans of romance novels look at these books? I mean, sex with unicorns, sex with dinosaurs, all this shit. How do true fans, like true blue fans of romance novels, view this? Like, do they think it's funny the way some of us do? Do they think it is like just as good as any other romance novel? So I asked her, and you know, she seems to think that it's a scale, which I kind of sort of thought myself, but she seems to think that it's kind of like a scale. You know, there's some that they see it for what it is, you know, they accept it, whatever, you know, and you know, they're kind of like us in the horror community, I got the feeling for anyway, is that, you know, it's all accepted because, you know, everyone's going to have an audience, you know, and some people like that, and, you know, who gives a shit, right? You know, if you want to read about dinosaurs screwing people, I mean, that's your business, you know, as long as you're of the appropriate age to do so, right? She recommended some, and I got to looking through them, and then just, I don't know, this one just smacked me in the face. I will, if I can find it, I'll put it up here. I was in love with this particular Lisa Frank print when I was a kid. I had a huge thing for unicorns. I mean, I was a little girl. Come on, cut me some slack. And so when I saw this, I was like, unicorns? What? And it has dinosaurs. It has dinosaurs, because that was one of my stipulations. I wanted one that had dinosaurs. And so this had it all. And then when I saw the author's name, I was like, hell yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. Okay, buckle up, guys. So guys, if you remember, I think it was the Horror Hearts book tag, when I was talking about how I find sex scenes in movies funny, usually, I was laughing my ass off at this book. Laughing my ass off. Okay, so first, we open up with, like, this battle. And what I'm assuming is, like, the force of unicorns. And after this battle scene, which I'm gonna read you a little bit of, I'm assuming that it was like unicorns versus dinosaurs, so already we're starting off strong here. But then they said the head unicorn's name. I'm just gonna read it. Pegasus Force Pilot Alexander Horsefeathers. I don't know about you guys, but the first thing I thought of was Disney's Hercules. Yeah, I've seen it. And the head girl in that, Meg, calls Pegasus Horsefeathers. So I was like, did they rip this off? They did, didn't they? And, oh, speaking of horse feathers, he breaks the fourth wall in this book. Yeah, so we got like some Deadpool shit happening too. He doesn't do it a lot, but he does. He breaks the fourth wall, like talking about how like he can't die because he's the main character in the book. So he's self-aware. He's a self-aware, sentient unicorn. Don't try to make it make sense. It's only gonna get worse from here. Moving on. Okay, so there's so much in this book. Like, part of me just wants to have a reading. So let me give you an example, because Alexander Horsefeathers is, you know, kind of having a little disagreement with some of the people in his faction that he's with. I don't know. And there's this one young little soldier who decides he's going to stick up for him. Listen to this. He's the bravest unicorn that ever served the Pegasus Force military. He got a Purple Horn for bravery for his service during the Great Centaur Skirmish of 1924, and was hand-selected for leading this mission for his courage and skill in battle planning. Not to mention, he also has a really hard, sexy body. Oh, and it just gets worse. So you're reading, you know, they're kind of going back and forth, fighting, whatever, this, that, and the other. You know, you're reading about this, they're kind of going back and forth, kind of calling each other these weird unicorn, like, I don't know, slurs maybe, threatening to cut off each other's sugar cubes and all this shit. And then, just out of the wild blue yonder, right before he had the chance, an open-jawed velociraptor in a robotic exoskeleton came shooting up out of the ocean and sank his teeth into his side. No joke. From this point, it just like starts to get insane. So, and yes, this is gonna have spoilers because it's about unicorns and dinosaurs boning people. Yes, we're gonna have spoilers. You have this war happening. And in this little skirmish, Alexander Horsefeathers gets attacked by a few velociraptors, I want to say like 2 or 3, and they start like fighting over the ocean. It's never really said, like the dinosaurs have this like weird armor, and it's very much like go-go gadget shit because it's like, it doesn't matter what you need, it's just they happen to have it. You know, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I mean, there just isn't. You know, I'm surprised they didn't just like pop out a toothbrush if they needed it or whatever. They could do anything. They could do anything with this armor. Let's just leave it at that. So Alexander gets like drugged down. And then we cut to the human of our story. Our love interest, Susan Q. Pumpernickel. I'm not joking. That's her name. And she is a wartime nurse, helping, you know, her people as they get injured, and it just so happens her people are like the dinosaurs. Because we live, in this book, humans live in the Jurassic states of America, formerly the Cretaceous states of America, prior to Ankylozoa and Para-Slovenia seceding from the Union during the late 1800s. I'm assuming that is supposed to be like Arizona and Pennsylvania in like dinosaur speak. I don't know. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with here. So she's a nurse, like helping doctor her soldiers back to health. She's also engaged to a velociraptor by the name of Johnny Fang. She watches with her fellow nurses. She watches this skirmish over the ocean, and for some reason can't get the unicorn out of her head because of course she can't, and decides on her way home that she's gonna like go down to the beach, I guess, and she finds Alexander Horsefeathers. He's survived. And of course he tells you this, you know, breaking the fourth wall, that he can't die this early in the book because he's the main character. And so she decides to take him home and doctor him back to health. However, you get a little bit more about like unicorn physiology, not that part, get your mind out of the gutter, when she's like doctoring him up and his blood tastes like hot fudge, because why not? And how does she know this? Because she licked it or something, I don't remember. Don't worry, I'm traumatized by what she licked later on in the book. So she takes him back home. And, you know, it's this whole, like, if it was a movie, it would be like this montage of, like, her being all, like, shy around this unicorn with a six-pack or whatever. I'm still not completely sure about, like, the anatomy. I'm really not. Because it talks about, like, his chest. Like, if a horse had a chest, I don't know. I was thinking, like, mental, I don't know. I don't know. We're not going to go down that road. It's this whole montage of how, like, she's nervous around him. and all this about like, oh, well, she's engaged, but Johnny Fang's an asshole, and, you know, he's probably cheating on her, and how, you know, she won't give herself to him until they're married and all this, except she drops trowel, no pun intended, the absolute second that Horse Feathers shows any interest whatsoever in her. And this is just very unbelievable for me, because you get this scene, like the first scene where she's, I guess, really conversing and flirting with him, and she starts to tell him that he needs a sponge bath because he stinks, because that's how you turn a guy on, is telling him he stinks. And then that progresses into her like cleaning a certain part of his body with her mouth. And it just so happens that that particular body fluid tastes like butterscotch, because of course it does. And you know what? That kind of made me gag, because I've never really liked butterscotch. But it's so funny. It's so funny. It's so cringy. So cringy. Because it's like, you know, she's running the sponge down him. Oh, I'm just gonna get below the blanket. I mean, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Let's just put it that way. So then, let me sum up like the next 90% of the book for you. It's just like, wow, we have this amazing sex. Of course, Johnny Fang comes home, and this broke me, okay? All of the antics about like the different sexual positions they get in, one of which had her like doing a backflip. I don't know. Again, I'm having trouble with the like anatomical side of this in some ways. So he calls her, I don't know, he lets her know that he's coming back from the front lines, okay? And so she's like, holy shit, flipping out. She's got to hide Alexander Horse Feathers, tells him he's got to go like live in the woods while Johnny's there. And so she's cleaning up the house and everything. And it talks about how like she thinks she's forgotten something. So he comes in acting like a complete jackass. And she's like, hey, you know, I don't want to do anything until we're married. And to that, I was like, you piece of shit. And I know she's supposed to be the heroine or whatever, but I was like, you piece of shit. I literally just spent like 20 pages reading some explicit sexual content, and you're just gonna lie to him? Just tell him to get the hell out. I mean, let's just be real here. Just tell him to get the hell out. I know he's a velociraptor, but you should have thought about that before you started dating a damn dinosaur. And see, I'm trying to make sense of this, and you can't. You can't make sense of this. It's about dinosaurs. And so he's like got blue balls, and so he wants to do some heavy petting. His words, not mine, heavy petting with a velociraptor. So he's like, well, I'm gonna go in the bedroom, you know, but first let me pour your drink. And then she remembers, supposedly, what she forgot. She put hay in their drinking cabinet because that's what Alexander Horse Feathers likes to snack on. That and her insert body part here. Yeah, she forgot that she shoved this cabinet full of hay. So when Johnny opens it, hay comes flying out. What the hell are we doing? So he gets pissed and he walks into the bedroom, and I guess the other thing she forgot is to clean the damn sheets, because he comes out like, why does the bedroom have hot fudge and butterscotch all over the sheets? Which begs the question, how does he know? How does he know where the butterscotch comes out of the unicorn? I'm just asking. Like, I get the hot fudge because they're at war, he's probably injured him, whatever. But why the butterscotch? Tell me, why does the dinosaur know about the butterscotch? That might be the strangest sentence I've ever said. So he's gonna kill her. He's flat out gonna kill her. Except Alexander Horse Feathers hears all this and comes riding in to save the day. Pretty much, you know, they fight, of course, and he wins, because of course he does. And no joke, he's like, hey, I'm tired of the war. Why don't we run away together and go live on an island? And they do. And it just talks about how they have this like crazy loud sex every night on this island. The end. And that feeling of what the hell did I just watch in this video, that's what I felt when I read this. I was like, what the hell did I just read? And again, I go back to the same question I had in the first video. Is this supposed to be taken for what it is? Is it supposed to be accepted as just ridiculous and sexy, I guess? And am I just looking for the plot in a porno? Because there was nothing here. Nothing at all. Like, not even a little bit. There was nothing. But it was hilarious. It was so funny. And I've said it before, it's funny if you have that, like, I read a lot of horror shit kind of sense of humor that's kind of warped you. It's funny. As a matter of fact, if you think sex scenes are cringy or funny, you should read it. It's hilarious. It's really funny. It's definitely X-rated, but it's really funny. And it has this, like, strange element because at some point you kind of forget that you're dealing with unicorns and dinosaurs in a way. Not for long. Just for a second here and there. Which really disorients the reader. But guys, again, let me know down below. Do you think that these books should just be accepted for what they are? Just not good, clean fun, but good, trashy fun? Or what do you think? Do you think they're trash? I mean, I think by every definition that I have, it would be considered trash. But I will say that I thought it was hilarious. And, you know, it was a fun read. So I guess there's that, if that counts for something. But guys, please, again, let me know down below what you think. I don't think I will be picking up any more dinosaur romance. Just saying. But let me know if you have any experience with any of these crazy ass books, because I would love to know. And guys, thanks for coming back to another crazy ass, possibly the craziest review I've ever done here in the Panic Room for this first week of Garb August. And don't forget to check out all of the other hosts' videos. I'm sure we're gonna have some crazy, crazy reads this week, and I am so looking forward to what everyone has in store. So, but please, if you like this, hit like, hit subscribe. It would really help me out. And until next time, bye for now.